Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron for Kaiserreich as Mexico. Let's continue on for last left off. So. We've defeated Huey Long, and now the CSA wants to invade us. How much longer do we actually have until they're ready to go for that? About 144 days. So November. So, I mean, we definitely have time to prepare. But it's going to be very, very difficult. There's no question about that. So, I'm not too sure, realistically, if we can actually win the war. Of course, we'll try our damnedest. We're not going to just give up. And again, that's also assuming that... I mean, we could attack them first, but I don't think... Does that make any sense? I have no idea how many troops are actually on our borders, but it looks like there is a significant amount. Yeah, like at least 100 divisions. Now, if only I had the ability to join the Entente. If I had chosen that decision, however many episodes ago, probably would be in a much better situation than we are right now, but it is what it is. Do I have more troops ready to deploy? No, I'm not training any troops, so I actually don't have that much manpower either at the moment. Our current cap is 6.5%, so we still got another about 0.7% to go. It's going to take a while to get there. Actually, it might not even take that long, to be honest. But we do have a decent amount of weapons in stow. How big's your Air Force? Probably about 1,000 planes. Ours also about 1,000, which isn't too bad. But where's most of the enemy going to be in? Probably Texas, right? I think that's where we got to worry about the most. So do closer support in these two regions. But I'm just hoping that the CSA doesn't just come and murder us. Like, is there a way we can join another faction? I just don't think so. I don't think there's another faction that would accept us at this current moment. Like, having the Entente would be great, because then we could have a decent amount of troops on the CSA's northern front. Like, it would make their front line significantly longer. Will we be actually able to... You know, Canada's just invaded Australia, so... Relying on their help is probably less likely now than it was before. Excavation, like, what do I actually need right now? What's going to help me at this exact moment? You're going to be done slightly faster, and I think that actually matters right now. Usually I would go for probably better infantry equipment as opposed to the support equipment, but we need all the advantages we can possibly get right now. All of our generals, you can see by their little bar down there, are not too thrilled by our prospects, unfortunately. 3 infrastructure, a building slot in every province. You know what? 2 military factories. It's not a lot, but I think it's what we need right now. They're making so many rifles. I'm going to start trying to pump out aircraft. Because we have enough guns for all of our troops. We just need any other advantage. Like right now, we're missing 1,000. If we can have air superiority over the CSA, that at least gives us some sort of advantage. Not a huge one, I will admit. And every time I look at how many troops the CSA has, this number goes up. Which is a little bit scary, I will admit. Got better artillery. 230 days is way too goddamn long. What's inner infantry? Do they have any support? They support artillery. But none of you are going to help out with that. But I don't have any support equipment, do I? I have 49. That's really not going to make or break us here. So, let's go for air doctrine. 163 days. Still going to be a while. So it's already it's almost August. So we have like 3 months to go. And I don't believe there's anybody else who would attack the CSA right now. Yeah, that stuff happening in China doesn't really affect what we're doing. We're already 100% war support. We have pretty good stability. Definitely don't want to fight Costa Rica. Still defended by the Germans. Germany, you should help us fight against the CSA, because we know, everybody knows that once the CSA joins the Internationale, they're going to get pretty powerful. So it's in your best interest to help me at this exact moment in time, or otherwise you guys are more or less kind of screwed, I think. Somehow Serbia is still alive as well. They're probably not going to be lasting too much longer, though. Russia can't help us, I believe. And Norway's at war with Reichspakt. You guys have 9 divisions. How many boats do you have? Way more than we do. Okay. So I thought maybe there's a chance that, what if we, like, navally invade all of the coastline here? But even then, that probably is not going to work out in our favor. So you're all mountains. I do think just pushing our way, like, through Oklahoma has to be the best thing we could do. Basically, just like the plains. This whole region. Because are you actually core territory yet? No, you're still colony. You're colony. So we get up to Tennessee. That's about when we start running into cores. What about, like, you? No, Carolinas and Virginia. Okay, Virginia's a core. So basically, this region's the only part that actually matters. Everything outside here is not considered a core state of the CSA, and as such, won't actually make any difference. Japan's declared war on the Reichspakt. That's fine. But I think we got a lot of CSA troops here. Maybe they're still completely beaten. Like, they only have 20, probably like 25 military factories. We have more military factories in the CSA. You know what? They do have more men, but I think it's entirely possible that they do not have the capacity to fight us in that prolonged of a conflict. Like, how much manpower do you have? Oh, like 2.5 million. So it'll take a lot for them to be killed. Like, their stability is also terrible, so you have, like, no factory output. We outproduce the CSA right now. So we have a smaller, better equipped army. They have a larger, less equipped army. So if we can somehow get rid of all of their materials, but I don't know how many guns they have, which is a problem. So they might have just a large stockpile of weapons that taken from the American Union State and from the federal government. I don't think they would have gotten anything from the PSA, because I think we took everything from them. But besides that, we have like a handful of heavy tanks. We have 2 divisions of heavy tanks on the field right now. Start just getting a 3rd one on the way. Even our heavy tank divisions kind of suck. I mean, what are they actually at the moment? They are 12 combat with. Still pretty decent breakthrough. How many tanks are you using? 120? Don't have enough to actually make a whole nother army either. But that's fine. What are like a handful of cavalry divisions as well? Just for like pure speed. Like, how fast do you guys go? 6.4 kilometers. I mean, that's not that much faster. And you're kind of just worse. We'll train up a handful more troops. But it is going to be... It's going to be a dicey war. It's either we somehow miraculously win, or we're going to get completely steamrolled in just a moment. Yeah, no, now they have a minimum of 160 divisions. Which is a lot. How many do we have? 51? I mean, look... I mean, it's 3 times more men. Half as many factories. Oh, military factory. They have a lot of civilian, but civilian I don't think really matters right now. Potentially, we have a larger air force. We just don't have manpower. So it's still going to be a tough fight. Yeah, let's get the military construction speed going up. What are we actually doing right now? We're building a bunch of forts. Have we gotten the ones down to the south working? Like, how long until you guys are done? Be done on the 15th September. So I don't think we're going to get through all of our defenses quite by the time... I mean, how many? We have like 2 months now? Roughly. A little over 2 months. So we're going to be cutting it close. But if we can smash our way through here, like say take Jackson or... Because we need to go this way. We need to get our way to Chicago. Get our way to Detroit. I still think the only thing we can really count on is maybe... Can New England declare war on the CSA? I know Canada can. Like, they can do it through their, this one, the crossing the border. But I don't know if they've done it quite yet. Like, Canada... Maybe when we go to war with the CSA, they'll get an event being like, do we want to intervene? I'm hoping so. Because that would be fantastic. We'll have to nationalize the industry, get 2 more factories. Protect the industry for building slots. I still think that's kind of bad. 200 political power. Training time, construction speed. You don't actually make military factories faster. You know, we gotta go for professional army. Will you be done in time? 56 days? Yes, you will. So we will have this modifier ready. But as soon as this is done, we're basically going to go to war. Because yellow and red are essentially just like defensive armies. Send the tank to blue. Send the worst blue guy up to yellow. So I want the heavy tanks to be part of the main offensive. So you guys should both be in Texas. At the end of this, all of our planes get shot down immediately, which is entirely possible. Is there anything we're actually missing? Let's make more heavy tanks. Maybe if we have a good armor division, we can maybe bust our way through. I mean, they're on civilian economy. They're on volunteer only, so I mean, their manpower should start ticking down. And Jack Reed, I think, just died. Which is fantastic. I don't know if that actually helps us at all. But it might... I mean, who do we want them to elect? Do I care? Probably not the Totalist. I think they have a handful more modifiers that actually help them out in war. So anybody else would be better for us. Let's go for 1 level excavation. Later war on the CSA. I mean, having the upper hand would be nice. Yeah, not being on civilian economy is great. This is probably the weakest we could actually have the CSA actually be. Ooh, ice to the south. Yes. Do this and then cross the border. For the love of God, Canada, I need all the support I could possibly get. Because if you don't, they're going to come kill you next. Don't be surprised by that. They are going to murder you afterwards. And Australia and Canada have signed a peace treaty. So it looks like the Australians have won. But Canada, if you want to just like smash it, like go to Washington, you know, just take it over. With all the troops from New England. Like, as far as I know, there's no way I can get these guys to go to war with each other. It looks like they are going, yeah, they're just going... Oh, no, okay, they have gone totalist. So Foster is in charge. What does Foster do? I mean, nothing too crazy. Decryption and encryption kind of sucks for us. Getting the stability modifiers is not great either. Austria has taken a bunch of territory. So they're getting pretty tough. I still don't think the International is doing too well here. But I'm sure Germany's probably wasting like so much manpower on absolutely nothing. Which they're really good at doing recently. But anyways. 40 days to go. We have 26 on you. You will be done in 29 days. So hopefully... as soon as they do ISIS South, they're going to go to crossing the border. If they do that, it's essentially like doubling our army size. Because you guys still are not actually at war with the International. Which I'm surprised by. Like, the French Republic just does not seem interested in actually fighting the French Commune at the moment. Again, that's good for us. Unless, I mean, if you join the International, but you can't do that, right? Like, it's gonna take a while for you to do so. I know you could right away. So it might actually, oh, actually, we're all gonna finish these things just in time. Fantastic. It might be in our best interest for the CSA to join up with the Third International. It's like, sure, they got backing of these major powers, but they're way more likely to be at war with Canada and the Germans, which I believe has to be better for us, right? Or, you know, if I joined the Reichspakt or the International, even though I don't believe there's a way for me to actually do that at the moment. It's a shame. Brazil. Any of you guys down here, why are you at war with the Germans? You're not even part of the International. Oh no, you're probably okay, never mind. You're probably a puppet state of Chile when they joined. That's probably exactly what happened. Okay, so you guys just hang it over here. And we got 15 more days. No, we don't. We have 25 more days. Like, we are getting close. You have 10 more days. I mean, if Canada chooses anything besides crossing the border, our chances of winning, I think, go down significantly, which is a real shame. Is anything, what helps us next? Honestly, I don't think anything really does. Maybe like air production, but it only makes our fighters cheaper, doesn't it? Maybe in more battle plan bonuses might actually be what's best. Okay, nope. Now the French Commune is at war with the International. So the Entente has now intervened. But Canada, will you please still help me out? But if the CSA, or I guess the United Socialist American States, there's also a chance that they just outright kill the Canadians, which would be extremely bad for us. 77 of 270 divisions. Like, we have such little information about what they could be doing right now, which is scary. We can go for the advanced machine learning after this. $10 days. 10 more days. The fuller plan. Canada, I hate you so much. Why can't you just cross the border? You pieces of shit. I need you in 1 week from now. There'll be a major conflict, and there are also, like, that's a lot of troops. Like, there are that's so many men. That is a terrifying amount of men. I don't know if we can really fight them off. Okay, so Petrograd's fallen. Soviets have lost. I mean, there's still theoretically a chance they just don't even declare the war when it's done justifying, but I don't see a reason why they would not. Honestly, I do believe they have the upper hand. Every single one of my generals also believes that they have the upper hand. And their justification against us is finished. Well. Are you going to declare war? They have absolutely declared war. But I think with the declaration of war that this is going to be a good time to end this episode. So thanks everybody for watching my Anthem. If you enjoyed, remember to thumbs up. If you not enjoy, you can always thumb down. Want to see more, subscribe. And goodbye.